eating. Today, I want to talk to you about intermittent fasting. So, last part, we talked about when to eat and we were discussing circadian rhythms. Um, I promised to you I'm going to continue our story of how we transition to a plant-based diet. So I'll do that first, and then we'll go into today's topic, intermittent fasting. So basically, how me and my husband Mark came to eat plant-based or vegan. My husband has a low thyroid condition, and he is on thyroxine since got diagnosed very early on, when he was 6, I believe. We believe it's probably kind of genetic because I think it's normally it goes through the mothers, so like a female side. So his mother had issues with thyroid, and potentially that's when he might have developed it being still in the womb, if his mother's thyroid gland didn't work properly, or maybe was working for his thyroid. So anyways, so long story short, we were looking for the ideal or the best diet for human body to hopefully then being able to reduce his medication, or to stop him needing medication completely, because I know some conditions can be completely cured by diet alone. So for example, like type 2 diabetes and things like that, something that develops later on in life, normally due to the way we eat and our conditions. So we were searching for the right diet for human body, and we came across Dr. Bergman, who is a chiropractor on YouTube. So we're watching his videos, and he was recommending organic food, because obviously organic food doesn't have any pesticides and herbicides in it the way the vegetables and foods are grown. So we transitioned to fully eat organic as much as we could. So you would get organic veggies, organic fruits, organic meat, everything we got organic. Then we kind of introduced more raw foods as well. And in one of those meetings, actually, it was a funny story. There was a lot of vegans or people eating plant-based in one of like the raw foodist meetups, or like the raw potlucks as they were called. So a lot of people were vegan, and they were asking my husband one time, I remember, they said, would you ever consider going vegan? And he was like, absolutely not. I will never give up meat. So that was his words, famous last words, as they say. Our search continued. We tried, so we were, searching and looking, well, maybe we should try paleo diet, right? Maybe the grains are messing up with his system. Maybe we're not meant for, grains, as, being hunter-gatherers, or whatever, what the paleo or a caveman diet suggests. So we completely cut out all the greens from our diet for a year, and that didn't make any kind of difference to my husband's condition or his symptoms. So the symptoms he had, by the way, was constipation all his life, which I mentioned in the last episode. Then he had cold hands and feet, like extremities, cold extremities, and also foggy brain. So these were kind of the main three symptoms. So we were, that didn't get helped. He was not any better on that diet. So then after that, we were accidentally on Netflix, which is browsing through the movies, and we're like a good conspiracy theory or conspiracy kind of movie, 9/11 and stuff we were watching. So then we saw a documentary called Cowspiracy, right? And we're like, ooh, that sounds interesting. So, anyways, we put it on. Next day we were vegan. That was it. We kind of, and that's the thing, what we did, we just cleared all the cupboards and all our fridge from animal products and gave, things away to friends, family, or whatever, and just started clean, fresh slate the next day, right? Some people do a more gradual transition, so whatever works for you. For us, it was literally next day we were vegan and never looked back. And the more we kind of went along this road and path, the more we realized that that is the only right path for us, that plant foods is the only true um, fuel for our bodies. But anyways, as soon as my husband transitioned to plant-based diet, like I said, in 2 weeks time, his constipation went away, and his brain fog cleared, and also his hand and feet, the extremities were no longer getting that cold. I mean, now it's only when it's really really cold then he gets that, but normally he does not get that anymore. So all the symptoms really cleared pretty fast. Unfortunately, he's not able to completely give up thyroxine, because we tried it. We kind of, he tried not to use it for a week or 10 days, but he then started feeling like really tired, lethargic, and so on. So I think, his body, I don't know, it must be genetic. So it wasn't like food related for him, because it started so early on when he was so young. So unfortunately, he still needs thyroxine, but we're so glad that the plant-based diet really helped us so much with his symptoms, that it cleared the symptoms. So yeah, so that was our story of, finding plant-based diets and the benefits firsthand. For me personally, my nails started growing much stronger. Before they were kind of peeling, cracking and peeling. I could peel layers of my nails that were just not strong. But once I've, started eating plant-based and whole food plant-based, not just any crap, vegan foods, but actually, as close to the way they grow, whole foods. So sorry if I didn't mention, perhaps some of you don't know what whole plant foods mean. So it means just the least refined food as possible. So when you've got rice, for example, brown rice is that whole rice, whereas white rice is obviously refined rice, because the bran, the outer edge is taken off. So the same with wheat. Whole grain or whole wheat is the whole wheat and the whole grain, whereas obviously white flour, or just wheat, not whole wheat, is whole, not whole grain, is already that, wheat with the bran removed. So you're anywhere where you thinking of grains to be whole grains, and any kind of foods naturally growing, and the best section to get your whole foods and stock up is in the fruit and vegetable aisles. Basically, that's it. The ingredients that don't have an ingredient list is just your cabbage, just your apple, whatever, whatever grows on the tree. You can get, from the ground, anything that grows as natural and as least refined as possible. So for sugars, I mean, I don't really advocate for having, loads of sugars, especially not the white kind. But you can use, I do use some either coconut sugar, or also you can get unrefined cane sugar, which is like the most raw version from sugar cane. So like sugar from sugar cane before it goes through the refining process to remove the molasses out of it and produce like a white or brownish sugar. So the actual, panela or rapadura, these two sugars are great to look out for if you're wanting a more whole food sweetener. Another one is maple syrup, and another one is dates. So dates are great to kind of soak them. I've done date paste in my recipes before, so you could soak your dates, then whiz them into a paste and add that as a sweetener to your bakes or porridge or wherever you need sweetness. So that's like probably the most whole food sweetener you can find is dates. But anyway, let's go back to the topic of intermittent fasting. So what intermittent fasting is, fasting, obviously you know what it is. It's kind of not eating for a specific period of time. Intermittent fasting means that you kind of have a cycle of where you eat and you don't eat. So every so often, it kind of cycles through. So the the intermittent fasting I was talking about last time was 16 hours window. So what I was saying, if you stop eating at 8 in the evening and then you start eating 12 o'clock midday next day, that gives you 16 hours window, and that is a great window to have every day, because you have to understand that the longer you let your body do other tasks other than digestion, which is a very energy requiring process, the more it has energy and resources to put towards healing. So intermittent fasting gives the body that opportunity to take care of repair and restoration of your cells, any systems, organs, and anything it needs to do, by you giving that 16 hours window. Some people do a little bit shorter window, so they might finish eating at 8 o'clock and then start 10 o'clock, so that gives you 14-hour window, which is still good. It's better than eating, because like eating 8 to 8, that would be a normal. You stop eating at 8 and then you start your breakfast 8 in the morning, so that gives you 12 hours. But that's not quite long enough really window. It doesn't give your body that extra bit of time to do more repair work and restoration. So intermittent fasting is kind of more, you're looking at 16 hours plus ideally. So some people fast until 2 the next day or 4 o'clock. Some people actually just eat one meal a day, so that would give you maybe fasting for 20 hours and eating just for like 2 hours or 4 hours window. So it just depends, but I think for most people 16 hours is a manageable time to kind of not to be super ravenous and hungry, but at the same time give you the benefits of intermittent fasting. So yeah, so the benefits of intermittent fasting, let's talk about that. So I know from different studies and the things I've read, that basically when you give your body time to longer time to repair and restore your cells, it can heal any problems, any inflammation, any injuries much quicker. And I know from my own experience, not my own, but my friend's experience. So a guy I know, he had issues with his joints. I think his foot. He had like really issues walking. He had like a really sore ankles. He could barely walk, but he really done a long spout of intermittent fasting, probably about 3-4 months. I think he done 16 hours plus, and his ankles have pretty much completely healed. He was able to actually walk and even climb hills and walk, like go hiking for long distances and things like that, whereas before he could barely walk. So yeah, it's amazing what your body can do when you give it time and space to actually heal itself and work with whatever's going on. Because if you keep on eating constantly like I used to do, not so long ago, I just keep on snacking through the day, late in the evening, early in the morning, I might have something. So literally that does not give your body enough time to actually repair and restore anything. So yeah, so if you have some kind of inflammation in your body, a chronic condition, joint issues especially, things like that, you would definitely benefit from doing intermittent fasting. So, leaving a good gap, a good window without eating. So 16 hours plus. What I'm gonna do this January, maybe starting from tomorrow perhaps, um, to eat raw until dinner. So that's another good way to kind of um, lighten your digestion as well. Because if you eat raw foods, that kind of gives you more energy because they are highest vibrational. If you remember from the pyramid I discussed, they're the highest vibrational foods is the raw plant foods, right? So if you eat raw, you get more energy, you get more live energy from those foods, rather than from cooked foods. So, it is good idea to, if you can, eat raw until say maybe dinner and have one cooked meal. Um, Obviously some raw foodists do it all the time. They don't eat any cooked food, they just stick to their raw food, which is amazing if you can do that, but not everybody kind of can stick to that because they miss those cooked things, um, like breads, like pastas, like potatoes. I don't think I could give up or be a proper raw foodist just because of potatoes potentially. Because in Lithuania we're very big on potatoes. We love our potatoes. We've got quite a few national, potato dishes, and just we love the vegetable. So yeah, if I couldn't have a potato ever, yeah, I think it would be pretty hard. So, but go with what feels right for you. Go with the steps that feel right for you. If you're eating, full on kind of omnivore, animal product rich diet, then for you the right step might be just cutting out meat or reducing meat or cutting out dairy. Dairy is like probably worse than meat actually. Looking at it, because not only is acidifying to the body like meat is, but also it's mucus creating, and it's really inflammatory to your joints as well, because we're not meant to, have other mammals, milk, essentially is only for growing calves, right? It's not for us, it's just our own invention. And it really wreaks havoc because not only you getting obviously incorrect nutrition, because the profile of the cow's milk as opposed to human milk is wrong, is different, but also you're getting cow growth hormones, because what it is, the milk, it's basically is amazing nutrition for growing calf. So it's got all of the growth hormones and information needed for that calf to grow up faster and quicker, to grow strong muscles, to grow up quicker basically. So that's what you ingesting every time you drink dairy. You're ingesting this hormonal information and hormones, which basically may can make you obese or grow, like basically it's messing with your hormonal system, and also can make you overweight much quicker as well, and it's keeping you inflamed. Like I said, creates mucus in your body. Yeah, so definitely, if one thing I would recommend, cut out dairy if you can, and then reduce meat, and then eventually you might stop eating meat altogether if you wanted to give this a go. But yeah, so that's my little tidbit for today. Let me know, what are your stories? Have you transitioned from, have you kind of gone steps? Have you transitioned, if you're vegan or plant-based now? How did you transition? Did you do like this, like us, next day vegan, or did you go gradual, first became vegetarian, then started reducing stuff, and or did you reduce less meat and then cut out meat? And what were your steps? I'm intrigued. Let me know. And next time, we are talking about, if I correctly remember, the portion sizes or how much to eat, I believe. So yeah, so we'll see you guys in 2 days time. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, please. Comment down below if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. And until next time.